guys, we're gonna solve some problems here. We've got to run this throttle body, which is an LS3 throttle body, with our EFI connection harness on an LS3 processor. This is going to be the most economical way to solve all the problems, and we got flex fuel capability, 6L80 control,
keep it original,
and keeping it with the original motor, ideally. Yeah, so this thing does make a lot of power, and we're trying to kind of go through and solve all the problems as to drivability and making a little bit more power. We'll cover some of those points a little bit later, but right here, right now, we were kind of having the idea, how are we going to get this throttle body on there? And we were thinking about maybe building some flanges, you know, 4-bolt flange to a 4-bolt flange, but turns out that actually is...
I pulled the blade on this, and
it's pretty close,
I was looking at how much real estate we had and how much that we can open this up. And our bolt holes are even, like, unfortunately they're too close to leave, so we're probably gonna have to fill them and re-drill them.
This manifold was designed by TPIS. It's an aftermarket one that's designed for much higher RPM, and I mean, it really works well.
This is the one that your dad had influence on, right?
Yeah. So we actually had some of these on our kitchen floor back in 1989, which is a crazy amount of time back. And I remember being a little kid, you know, kind of seeing that on my kitchen floor, kind of crazy. So he had a really wicked throttle responsive monoblade throttle body, which we have right here.
I wanted to ask you about that. Do you think it's going to be as good?
No, I don't think it's going to be as responsive. So that is something that's unfortunate, but in order to go from the mechanical throttle to the electronic throttle, that's where, you know, it's going to be one of those things we got to kind of compromise a little bit. But this supposedly flows like over 1,050 CFM, and I know that that'll flow every bit of 1,000 CFM. So I think right over here, this guy's going to hang off just a little bit, but we can take this manifold out and kind of cut her way down deep. Cooper's in the house.
Yeah.
Teammate.
I like Taco Bell around here. So I figured I'd stop in. What you guys doing?
Well, we're trying to get this throttle body to work on that intake manifold.
That's going to be a good bit of porting.
Yeah, I think we can
really
have
thin.
top side right there.
I'm going to pull this off. You like check the flange. It's
Oh yeah, it's like,
yeah, it's just a flat surface.
I'm not getting much on it, so I might rather scar this rather. Can I move it for just a second? Yeah, it did, Mark.
Yeah, like, it gets a little bit thick right about there.
That's pretty thin.
it's going to be thin right
Yeah,
there.
but look, if we split the difference, if we drop this down,
Yeah.
we can gain our gasket area up there, and I think we'll be fine.
We basically just RTV this flange right there, and she's good.
Just weld it right to the, you know.
Just lay some weld in here and then file it down flat.
Why don't you use like an LSA throttle body? I mean, it's not that big of a difference, and they have a little bit more.
Look at the cosmetics here.
Yeah, but they have a little bit more behind the throttle blade, and they're a little bit smaller.
I like that throttle body.
I know they look better.
It's
I
bigger.
agree. I agree, but you're already gaining so much.
I'm not going to short. So the LSA is a 3mm smaller. No dice, Cooper.
So minimal.
I won't stand for it.
This is our before and after. We're gonna be able to dress this thing up, maybe some black fuel rails, get rid of the red and blue.
James is
dude, all natural.
All natural
You're
patina.
incorrect on this.
au naturel.
I think you should
Pit
put a
stash.
carburetor on it.
That's how you make real power.
Carburetor?
You boys.
40 horse.
All right, you guys need to
James
leave.
all fired up.
We can't be friends anymore. All right, I'm gonna pull this distributor out here, Les. We're good to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Hold on, I've been doing some research here about the 4.7 swap, so let's talk about that real quick here.
All my small blocks have it.
But it's something that I'm actually considering doing. I don't know if it's going to be worth the money to do that on that cam, because that's a solid roller, going to have it reground, whatever. We're talking about probably, I don't know, $300-400 bucks. But the numbers that I was kind of coming to is probably 10 to 12 horsepower.
Yeah, on an NA deal. It's
on an
more
NA,
common
yeah.
on a nitrous small block,
Yeah.
but it is good for power.
So standard small block Chevy firing order 187654372, and you're actually swapping the 4 and 7. So both those pistons are up at the same time, except you're swapping, you know, which one is on the compression stroke and which one is on induction stroke.
Yeah. You guys have a lot more pistons than me. My race car.
Get out of here, six banger. But in doing so, I actually, one of the interesting things that I found was, as Laz is pulling this apart, is that basically it helps the crank loading, and they were saying that potentially that there's something in the intake manifold that when you have kind of a reversion with overlap, it kind of disrupts it. So when you're swapping to the 4.7, it kind of cleans it up.
Yeah.
All right. Fair game now. Got her.
Wasn't that much dancing.
Oh, goodness.
That windage. Wow, dude, that looks really fuely. Smells it too. That looks really thin, dude. Holy crap. All right, so that type of issue is what we're trying to work with. Like, the engine management on this was always so crude, and it was always so god awful
even
rich.
Just the build up in the intake.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So hopefully.
Nice.
And some of the other comments on the other video here. So this is a Jessel valve train, and a lot of money to be able to get a small block to have the same type of rocker arm ratio that you have on an LS stock. You know, this is a whole lot of money tied up in just trying to get the kind of lift. Now this does have over 700 thousandths lift in it, but man, a lot of little tricks. I remember actually seeing them do that.
Yeah, they bush the block. It's got bronze bushings in it for the lifters, but this is a trick for the valley. So these things are notorious for storing oil in the heads and in the valley. So you actually drill holes and get more oil drain back. But you can see where they epoxy and screens just to keep some, some trash out of here. Like, see how it keeps like the silicone and stuff from the intake and whatnot that does fall in here out of getting down in the oil pan.
I'm looking at the push rod epoxy.
Yeah, that's been way down. Look at that. That's starting to peel up a little bit right there.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
There it goes. Oh, this one.
Well,
That one's through. Or came through. Look at that.
the floors are epoxy too in these heads.
The floors and the push
The
rod.
whole floors.
Yeah, now
So
the
this,
side.
This floor is gone, is
Yeah,
what it
that's
is.
what I was just saying.
Yeah.
So I had a set of heads on my small block. That was my race motor. That had they're pretty tricked up, but the center head stud hole came through,
Oh,
Ooh.
look
and you would have to put these slugs in
Look
and then
right there.
epoxy them.
So that's for that head bolt.
Right out here, I don't see nothing yet. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. You see it on both sides. So, yeah, floor being built up. We actually had a local guy, Scotty McLennan, go through this that was like 5 or 6 years ago now, I think about it.
I've been longer than that.
Yeah. And trying to get the flow back up by squeezing it down. So basically you're decreasing the overall port volume, but you're increasing velocity. And thus that relates to a little bit more torque, but
Skull.
it ate it. Yeah. Yeah, so roughing it up and trying to get it to stay in there, and or just building in a little divot to hold it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting though, man.
Hey, bud.
What are these?
Just doing small block stuff over here.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
They could have bolted a piece of the hard to see.
To make, hold on, that's to make the port bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, they put that on the bottom so they can pour down into it. That's what you see in this, I think. What is this?
No, I think those are just holes drilled for the epoxy to have something to bite into.
Yeah, it might be.
That's like, so it has...
Yeah, that's like a piece of flat stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make it the taller port.
It's definitely a whole lot of work in order to be able to get this thing to do what it did. Nowadays, it's so much easier to make similar power. We're definitely
Don't
spoiled
have
now.
to do any of this.
Yeah, none of that
I was
business.
gonna say, with an LS, you can do everything wrong and make almost this much power.
I mean, it's pretty hard. I mean, realistically, it's pretty hard for an automatic car with a non-locking converter to make what we made. And I'm trying to even remember what we made. I think we made 530 or something like that.
540, something.
I mean,
Yeah, it's solid power.
it would.
For NA small block,
In this condition?
with
Yeah.
with the technology I was on this motor to make that kind of power.
Yeah. No, it would honestly have to be a 420 something, or at least a 416 in order to make that kind of power with,
Rev her to the moon.
yeah. And a non-locking converter, they don't even do that anymore. So it made peak power all the way about to 67.
Was it dropping off there, or was we just...
It did kind of peter off after 67. So.
Take a good look, dude. You got some work ahead of you.
Just have good old Ben go in there and build it up.
Oof.
Filler rod.
It's a lot of filler rod, brother. Actually, just feeling part of this exhaust port, I can feel it's kind of shrouded by the gasket, though. I don't know, it irks me a little bit, that right there. Or like, feel this, hold on, where was it? Right there. But look at that, there's like nothing in between the gasket or nothing. There's a good amount of space right there.
It's not gasket matched.
Yeah, the gasket is certainly impeding some of the airflow.
With these Fasterproms, though, they like...
There's not a lot of space, though. I mean, look at that.
See, this is a 1404. They got like a 1405, 1406, 1407, which is all different port size.
I'm trying to remember what this was. I wanted to say it was like 1205. Oh, look at that. I can't believe I freaking remembered that.
It's a good size intake gasket for being what these heads are. It's all the modifications he's got on there.
Bottom end.
Yeah, Oliver rods should be JE pistons. Or no, those are Ross pistons right now. So we got Ross pistons. That's the second go around. Had JE pistons in the first go around. I don't know what had actually happened on the 420. When they went to a 421, just, you know, quickly just gave it a cleanup. Callie's crank.
You know what you can do?
What's up?
Aluminum rod this thing. Free some RPMs, a little bit more power.
I don't think I want to get into that though. It's just everything here's good to run.
Just to clean up and put her back.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to pull the heads and do something with that epoxy situation. Then.
Yeah, that's true. I think those are definitely gonna have to go on.
that far. Going that far.
Oh, it's a slippery slope, dude. I know. I definitely don't want to go through everything, but
You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah,
Go through everything.
Pull the heads, might as well swap the cam.
Yeah. Might as well put some fresh bearings
well,
in
cam
her.
I'm thinking
Make
about
sure it
because
is
of the
good for
4.7
nitrous.
swap in the footer, but yeah. Nitrous would be fun just for extra squeeze, you know, but like he was beating a lot of guys with nitrous just because he wanted to show what it could do without it, you know. I remember my dad saying, it's like, you just keep running somebody. If they're running nitrous, eventually they're going to run out. You know, you just keep running them. Keep running them until they run out.
It's gonna be sweet when you get it done though.
Yeah. Well, Ben, look what you did right there.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, bud.
Thanks.
All right, so we're over next door. Ben at Bayside Fabrication here, so he's going to be able to build up some of the areas of what we have. He's going to do it a lot better, nicer, cleaner job than what we're going to be able to do. George just hit it real fast with our die grinder, just cleaned it up, kind of made some cleaner aluminum, if you will, even though this looks like awful.
It's fine. Oh well, good. So we're gonna have to try to build up that corner because there's no bolt
Yeah,
hole there.
yeah.
But all the other ones clear. So it's gonna be nice and easy. Ooh, that takes some heat.
Man, you look good.
I have my fancy new water-cooled torch.
Oh.
Although I'm running in a my cooler is another story.
Only running about a quarter gallon there.
Yeah.
Fancy water-cooled torch. Nice water cooler. All right, brother, that looks great. That's gonna give us all the meat we need.
Yeah, we had to booger around about a ½ inch there. But that'll be good.
All right, in the meantime though,
Yeah.
I really want to get a ride in this thing. So let's go take a look at this real fast here.
Drive it.
Yeah, I do want to do both. I definitely want to do both. I have a confession though.
Yeah.
I did just break Cletus's car, you know.
That's all right. This car's like
wanna,
3,500 bucks, dude.
I don't want to break this. I
mean,
do want to rip it though. All right, so 2,000 pounds.
2026 before the turbo. So I really want to reweigh it.
Yeah, but I mean, you probably added, let's just say, 70 pounds at the most.
That was my estimate. So I figured 2,100 pounds.
Okay, and you just made 400 wheel horsepower right next door here.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
13 psi.
And 410 gears.
Yeah, so that's the weird part.
Too much gear.
Way too. You'll see. It's stupid.
You just blow the tires off at will. So guys, this started life as a Z4.
Z3.
This started life as a Z3, in fact, and 1,000 pounds lighter, and well,
$1,200 car.
2.5 times the power now, I guess. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
On the biggest budget you can possibly imagine.
Or
almost everything but the injectors were used.
yeah, dude.
Used turbo, used intercooler.
Yeah,
used blow-off
so
pump.
that was James's old turbo from something.
You guys SR or something?
Hey,
guy.
buddy, old pal.
What you got now?
Just looking for somebody that can load aluminum.
That looks like
Anybody?
that looks like a pressure washer.
It is a pressure washer. It's actually my pressure washer too. I'm gonna have a big bill with you today.
That's cool. That's easy.
Yeah, I just need a little. I was gonna JB weld
Really?
it, but they told me to bring it to you.
Really skimped on the cleaning, huh?
Well, I cut it.
He cleaned in the important areas.
You know.
The welding areas.
It's close.
Just a little zip, zip.
Well, we're all set up, so you're in luck, pal.
There's some haters out there talking about our Bridgeport. Y'all need to learn how to use it.
There's a lot. Like, probably everybody with the Bridgeport knows how to use it better than we do.
Yeah, it's potentially true.
If they use it.
Well, for what we did before, we got a lot of good use out of it.
Yeah.
So little things like this, though, I think we're gonna get somewhere though. So we're just trying to clean up that weld that Ben just put down for us, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I think it'll be able to be the quickest, easiest way for us to be able to get that a planed surface there.
Just knock off the mass and we'll probably hand finish it. Alright, so this is our rough draft. I'm going to run a flat file across here, make sure I can get contact all the way across. So that's a good flat surface. Ben built this up over here, which is pretty awesome because my bullet hole is going to end up being just below here and here. We'll get it marked, drilled, and tapped.
More.
You're like limboing as I walked up, dude.
Gotta
Were you
get
competitive limbo?
eye level with it.
Southwest champion.
Far from a champion. Far from competitive. I mean, this is pretty much. That's pretty much what I got.
So you're like doing like the weekend at Bernie's right there, dude. Dude, that's looking pretty good, brother. So we got a couple areas that might need a little bit more massaging, but really, really close. I really like the way that that throttle body looks on there, actually.
Just trying to get it.
So we got one bolt in right now, and just mocking up everything. You guys took out all the guts of it on the inside, so.
A little lip in there, we gotta go back, but we didn't have like the actual positioning of the throttle body. So we're gonna shape this a little bit.
I was just thinking that, I was gonna say it, but so we might need a little bit of this real estate here for welding. But yeah, I do want to taper down, and then we can flatten that as well. I think it would be a nice touch.
Wasn't there like a big block intake that looked just like this with a round throttle body?
Yeah.
Good.
Skeeter's coming out. There was a Ram jet or something. Yeah, it was similar to that. All right, Laz just had a little epiphany here. We got the engine off and out of the car. It's a good thing he took some pictures, because we're like, oh crap.
Remember the smog pump is sitting right here, and I was like, what's on this side? I feel like there was something over
Like,
there.
the alternator over there.
Yeah.
So he had to go thumb through some pictures. So, whew. All right, we're gonna be okay. It's gonna fit. You know what they say? No, measure once, cut twice. It was like cut twice, measure once. Yeah,
I thought it was 6 in one hand and
half
in
in the other. What do you say, George?
Sounds good.
Well, guys, today we knocked out a bunch of stuff with the C4, and I'm so pumped with that. But I'm even more pumped in that I can go rip Ben's new project. Yeah. Hey, what do you think?
It's pretty awesome, man.
I bet it rips, dude. I can't wait.
It's pretty awesome.
It's got a C4 turbo.
I've never been a passenger.
I like this. It's responsive.
Yeah. Said no time, like it just blows it off.
Where's your rev limit?
I think like 73.
Wow.
Yeah.
It went like 5 to
Yeah. He raised it. The 2.5s can handle a little more revs.
Nice.
I did not open up the engine at all, so I've been trying not to bang it off the rev limiter like consistently.
Yeah.
As you know, what
Yeah.
can happen.
I've had those BMW problems.
Yeah. That rim, not bad,
Fun
right?
car, dude. Fun car. Yeah, dude. That's awesome. It's quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Feels great.
like with traction being the issue, I'm like, well, there's no point in shooting for any more horsepower right now.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave it as is, get everything else dialed in.
For sure.
And the motor's gonna be safe at 400, you know? I shouldn't have any problems, but I mean, it's not slow.
No, it's not. It feels good. It feels good. We rip a donut or two here?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you.
Freaking awesome build. I love
So
it.
the 410 though, it's like it's spicy, but it's fun. But I don't know, man. Like, if I'm not hooking up, you know.
Oh, you gotta do one more, dude. That was so much fun, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Look at that.
Fellas, I am serious. This car is so much fun. It might not be the absolute fastest thing, but it is a ripper that this dude has built from the ground up. I mean, just absolutely awesome project. But today was an awesome day of filming. I'm just so pumped. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do and be able to bring that to you guys. I'm going to recommend a song, and I'm actually going to end on a quote here. Quote's a little longer. So, song, man, I just looked something up. Found something totally random, and I totally dig it. It is Ray Charles, What I'd Say. Freaking all-time great. All right, this quote is from President Trump at a commencement speech. He said, "Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right. And they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled." America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times because in America we don't worship government, we worship God. All right, hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you. We'll see you next episode.